So I've spent the last 5 or 6 years of my life trying to be a better person today than I was yesterday. What I mean by that is pretty much that's when I started my self improvement journey. So like going from total unconscious bot who didn't know that eating ground beef was good for you and didn't know that eating McDonald's was bad for you, like complete absolute bot, played Fortnite all day, had no actual consciousness of who I was or who I wanted to be, to actual conscious human being who knew about online business, who knew that he wanted to get in shape and get healthier and knew that he wanted this certain life for himself. So pretty much unconscious to actually conscious over the last 5 years. And obviously over those 5 years I've been searching for the different ways to like get better at life, right? Because there's a million different things out there that you don't know, because you don't know what you don't know. You have to learn it, and it takes time to become a quote unquote better human. And so I've spent this entire time trying to be the best version of myself essentially every single day. Obviously, there's days where I go crash out, and there's days where I don't do shit and I'm lazy. And obviously, those days are less are few and far between compared to the way that they used to be. Now that I am more so carry the identity of someone who doesn't do that kind of stuff. But yeah, the one I actually low key lost my point, but I was cooking there. But over the last 5 years, I've made all these improvements, and the number one improvement that I just found out that I just started implementing this year that has really, really, really unlocked the next portion of my brain, the next portion of my life, and my success is getting rid of this, bro. And I just posted a TikTok, so that's ironic. Now we're done with it, but thumbnail real quick. But your phone is the number one thing holding you back from basically everything that you want. Okay. Now, what do I mean when I say what everything that you actually want? So obviously there's the things that you want, right? There's cars, there's girls, there's nice apartments, there's money, right? Status. There's the things that you want, but there's the thing that you actually want, which is feeling content, feeling happy, feeling joyful every single day. So there's a difference between a physical want, a tangible want, and then like a want to feel certain way, right? When you really reverse engineer most of your goals, it's not actually the thing that you want, but it's how the thing that you want makes you feel. Okay. And so I've learned that I don't actually want any of the things that I'm chasing. I just want to feel happy. I want to feel purposeful. I want to feel like the work that I'm doing is something I enjoy doing, that I'm not trapped to something. Like these are kind of the feelings and the desires that I have for myself. And everyone's values are different. Everybody wants different things, if that makes sense. So I can't tell you exactly what you want. That's not the point of this video. But what I learned is that all these feelings that I was chasing, all these things that I wanted, weren't going to come when I have $100,000 in my bank account, or weren't going to come when I got a new truck like I did earlier this year, or all these external factors. They come when I start to learn how to be content with who I am and learn how to be present in the moment. And the number one best way to do that is getting off of your phone and starting to live your life through your two eyes and not other people's eyes. Not viewing your life through the perspective of the way that other people see you, but viewing your life through the perspective at which you see it. Okay? So I had this quote. I was talking to my good friend Joseph the other day. Um, Forget exactly how it went, but essentially, most people live life. They allow their emotions. They allow their emotions to be based on how they think other people perceive them. Okay, I know that sounds complicated, but it's an absolute bar, and let me explain why. Most people live their life. They live their life and their emotion, their state. They base their state based on how other people perceive them. What I mean by that is, hey, if you're in fucking Bali and you post a story that you're in Bali, or you're in Miami and you post a story you're in Miami, whatever the case is, what are people gonna think? Oh wow, this they're gonna see their story, at least from your perspective. Oh, they're gonna watch my story, they're gonna think, wow, this guy might be living his best life. Therefore, I should feel like I'm living my best life because to other people's perspective, I am, and then I feel happy. But then when I go back to my parents' house, or when I go back to being stuck in traffic at 5 o'clock, or going back to my job because I was LARPing on my Instagram story, I no longer feel happy, because if someone were to look at me from their lens at my life right now, they would think I'm a loser. They would think, oh, I'm just a normal person. Therefore, I don't feel like I'm any special anymore. And so that's how most people make their decisions. And I came to that realization because that's how I realized I felt. Whenever I wasn't making as much money as I once was, or as much as I thought I should be, and I could tell that other people could see that because I wasn't posting on my story, for example. Like, I know this sounds retarded, but bear with me. That was affecting my happiness. I would feel less happy. I would feel more down on myself. I would feel like I would just not feel good, if that makes sense. And so I took my phone off of I took social media off of my phone. I stopped using my phone for the first 3 to 6 hours every single morning. I started to really find out what it is that I value. I really learned how to detach from the outcomes and from the external factors in my life. I learned how to read books. I learned how to just be present, get off social media, stop caring what other people think about me, and just focus on myself and my own story. And voila, I'm fucking happy. I haven't had a bad day in the last, I don't even know how long. Probably since I left sales. Since I left sales, I have not had a bad day. I can genuinely say that with full confidence. Now, some days I've been fucking hungover, other days I was on vacation, and sometimes I'm tired, right? But I haven't had a bad day in 3 months, bro. All because I stopped using social media so much. I started to read more books. I started to detach from the outcome. Stop taking myself so serious. Just enjoy life, enjoy my friends, enjoy my relationships. Be more of a human. And what do you fucking know? I'm on track to make the most money I've ever made in my life. And I'm happy every single day. And I don't give a fuck what happens because I'm happy. I'm fully content with who I am at all times. And the key to that is getting off of social media. Stop thinking what other people think about you. Stop giving a fuck what they're doing or what they think that you think. Whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. The only thing that matters is you, your situation, your life, who you are, how you feel about yourself, and did you do the things that you said you were going to do today. For example, if I didn't film this YouTube video today, tomorrow I'm going to feel a lot worse about myself because I didn't do what I said I was going to do. But nobody on Instagram knows this. Nobody in these YouTube comments knows this, right? The only person that determines my happiness is myself. And if I actually did the things I said I was going to do. So I know I yapped a little bit and I know I kind of went in circles. Obviously, this is my second week back on YouTube, so I'm still getting a little bit used to how to actually talk on camera. But I'm not editing these videos once again. I'm not editing these videos. I'm posting them exactly how they are. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I got my point across. I hope you understood exactly what I meant and where I was coming from, and hopefully you can apply this to your life. If you guys want to follow me on TikTok and Instagram, I pretty much post the same things on both there. I just repost. So follow me on Instagram. It'll be in the bio. Subscribe for more videos like this. If you want to see my full life story, go watch my old videos. And if you want to see the next parts of my story, subscribe, and I'll be posting consistently every single week. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.